There's a carbohydrate you eat every day that's 10 times more dangerous than sugar. It's not sugar, it's not fat, it's something far more sneaky. In this video, you'll discover what this invisible carb is, why it's everywhere in your food, and how to avoid it to protect your health. You might think you're eating healthy because you avoid sugar. You read labels, you choose products marked zero sugar, you pay attention. But meanwhile, you're probably consuming between 140 and 550 pounds per year of a toxic carb that nobody tells you to avoid. This carb causes blood sugar spikes more violent than pure sugar. It creates visceral fat around your organs, it destroys your gut microbiome, it promotes type 2 diabetes, and it inflames your body from the inside. Even worse, it's sold for 20 cents per pound because it's subsidized. Taxpayers pay to make it cheaper, and manufacturers put it everywhere. So, you're probably wondering what I'm talking about. This carb is industrial modified starch, not the natural starch from your grandmother's potatoes. No. I'm talking about this ultra-processed starch found in industrial foods under names like modified cornstarch, maltodextrin, or modified wheat starch. Let me explain why this is so serious. Starch basically is a chain of sugar molecules, but when it's modified in a lab, they refine it so much that it becomes ultra-fragile. Result, when you eat it, it transforms into sugar in your blood even faster than pure glucose. Your body receives an immediate glycemic shock. And that's not all. To modify this starch, manufacturers use chemical products you've probably never heard of. There's sodium phosphate, linked to kidney stress and vascular calcification. There's vinyl acetate, classified as a possible carcinogen. There's sodium hypochlorite, that's bleach, used to whiten the starch. And there are other chemical agents found even in baby formulas. All these products are self-regulated under a standard called generally recognized as safe. But no long-term testing has been done. Nobody really knows what it does to your body after years of consumption. Now, look at a typical food label. You see 16 grams of total carbs, 1 gram of fiber, 0 grams of sugar. But there are 15 grams of unlisted carbs remaining. That's the invisible starch. It doesn't appear in nutrition tables unless you read the ingredients in tiny print. And there, you'll see modified cornstarch, modified starch, wheat starch. It's everywhere, in chips, in crackers, in cereals, in bread, in pasta, in fries, in hot dogs. Yes, even in hot dogs, it's the third ingredient. Why? Because it's a filler agent. It costs almost nothing and it adds bulk. And the worst part is we often combine this starch with refined seed oils and sugar. Chips are 65% starch and 30% oil. Crackers are 70% starch and 25% oil. Cereals are 80% starch with added sugar. Bread is 75% starch and 15% oil. When you combine industrial starch, refined oil, and heat, you create a toxic soup for your body. It generates compounds that damage your cells, that create chronic inflammation, that clog your arteries. And it's not just about weight. This modified starch creates toxic byproducts in your body. One of them is an aldehyde. It's the same chemical product used to embalm the dead. Another one is what gives you a hangover after alcohol. Yes, you read that right. Your body has to deal with these toxins every time you eat ultra-processed foods. Now, let's talk about numbers. 65% of the calories that young children consume come from ultra-processed foods. That represents about 55 pounds of industrial starch per year. For teenagers, it's 70% of calories, which is 106 pounds of industrial starch. And for adults, it's 55% of calories, which is 67 pounds. These numbers are probably underestimated. That means a huge part of what we call food today isn't really food, because the real definition of food is what nourishes the body, what repairs tissues, what sustains life. Industrial starch does none of that. It fills you up, it gives the impression of eating, but it destroys your metabolism from the inside. So now you're probably wondering how to avoid all this. First thing, learn to read labels. Look for words like modified starch, maltodextrin, cornstarch, wheat starch. Second thing, prioritize whole and unprocessed foods. Whole vegetables, quality animal proteins, good natural fats. Third thing, be wary of products marked zero sugar or gluten-free. Often, they replace sugar or flour with modified starch. It's just swapping one poison for another. Fourth thing, cook yourself as much as possible. When you prepare your meals, you control what goes on your plate. And fifth thing, use tools to help you. There are apps that scan barcodes and show you the amount of sugar, industrial starch, and refined oils in each product. It can really open your eyes. Let's recap what we've seen together today. 1. Industrial modified starch is the most dangerous carb you can eat, far more than sugar. 2. It's invisible on nutrition labels, but omnipresent in processed foods. 3. It creates violent blood sugar spikes, visceral fat, inflammation, and chronic diseases. If you apply what you just learned, you'll finally understand why you feel tired, why you're not losing weight, why your belly bloats after meals. You'll be able to make informed choices and take back control of your health. Now, if this video opened your eyes, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next ones. Take care of yourself, and see you very soon.